All right, moving forward, let's look at some of the resources that are available. We're going to talk about Crossroads Fund, what kind of resources is accessible in many parts of Illinois and some parts of Indiana as well. The reason why we're mentioning Crossroads Fund is because they've already proven to be very important to the worker cooperative and abolitionist ecosystem. So yeah, they give out grants to people doing these types of work. You can get thousands of dollars. Let's say you want to build a worker co-op, but you want to have a nonprofit component to it. There's a important chance that you can get money from Crossroads Fund. Grantor, did you want to talk about some of the grants that are available as mentioned on the calendar?
Yeah, for this year, the grants calendar 2022 to 2023. So first comes the Technical Assistance Fund, which opens on August 5th of 2022. The deadline is of this month, September 26th of 2022. Access code technical, all caps. Description provided is the Technical Assistance Fund supports specific technical assistance needs of smaller organizations. This grant's program focuses on projects that reach beyond the group's ongoing work to build the organization's internal capacity. The maximum grant in this program is $5,000. The next fund is the Critical Response Fund, which opens on August 5th, and the deadline is November 14th of this year. The Critical Response Fund provides rapid response grants to organizations working on issues that arise due to the current political moment. Applicants may request between $3,000 and $10,000. All right, next is the Youth Fund, which opens on September 12th. Applications open September 12th, and the deadline is from October 26th. The Youth Fund for Social Change provides resources to youth activists working to change and challenge existing policies and/or organized structures that prevent their communities from achieving equality. Grant amounts are between $3,000 to $15,000, depending on the size of the project and what it will cover. Next is the Seed Fund, which opens at January 9th, 2023. The Seed Fund supports new, emerging, and small community-based organizations that are actively engaged in social change work. Funding is provided for general operating, startup costs, or project expenses. The maximum grant in this program is $15,000. Done and done.
Yeah, so definitely apply to these. If you can definitely, yeah, check to see if you can get access to the application months ahead of time, whether it's through Crossroads Fund or somebody who's applied for these grants in the past, and start working on them ahead of time. That way you're not that way you can actually practice democracy and consensus in your organization to fill it out, and it doesn't become a miserable thing that you're trying to do at the last second to meet the deadline. There's also the Chicago Racial Justice Pooled Fund.
Yeah, I'll just read it. The Chicago Racial Justice Pool Fund will raise and move at least $10 million over 4 years to Chicago organizations building and sustainment movements for justice that centers Black lives and addresses anti-Blackness directly. The fund provides unrestricted grants to nonprofits that are Black-led and use grassroots community organizing as a primary strategy. Ally-led community organizing groups addressing anti-Blackness are also considered. Community organizing in this context means building movements and collective power to dismantle the systems, structures, and institutions that are rooted in white supremacy and perpetuate anti-Black violence. The fund reviews applications on a rolling basis. As funds are available, requests are to be for general operating support, and the grants will range between $25,000 to $50,000. And they have to have these 5 points applying to them. So they have to be organizing community-based, they have to be Black-led or allied organizations working on anti-Blackness, they have to be located in Cook County, and they have to have an annual organized budget of less than 750K, and are designated 501c3 by IRS to have a fiscal sponsor. That's a very tricky point. That last one, you have to be a 501c3. Aren't there many hoops to become something like that, if I'm correct?
So, well, or have a fiscal sponsor. So,
Or have a fiscal sponsor. Yes.
yeah.
The fund will also consider organizations without 501c3 designations that have an organizational bank account. Okay, that's very forgiving. I
Huh.
thought that's not so bad. Maybe I should talk to some people in yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Crossroads Fund also, well, Lizette of Crossroads Fund recommended that I also mention the Giving Project. And the Giving Project is a 6-month participatory grant making program intended to sharpen fundraising skills, popular education, and analysis while organizing donors to move money to grassroots groups. I've always wanted to be part of this. I hope one day I will, because in the Giving Project, you're able to view all these groups that are applying for Crossroads Fund grants and to have conversations about how to share the money. That's my understanding. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, it looks like I really hope to do it one day because I want to see all these groups,
Yeah. You want to be able to see en masse, like what trajectory people are aiming at.
Yeah, the broader liberatory ecosystem in Chicago, like a lot of us, we only get to see a small fraction of it. And it's not just Chicago, sorry. It's parts of Illinois and parts of Indiana.
Right.
So if you know anybody who's interested in being part of the Giving Project, hit Crossroads up.